Welcome to day 228. Again, like yesterday, got flat out as always. It's 10:15. Sun has finally came out. We did have a little bit of drizzle this morning, so hopefully that's gone. Okay, so we've got the excavator back in the house, backfilling and just levelling off, thank God. We've actually got the boys over there finishing off, they finished off, I think, the plaster on the cottage, and they're now doing the side of the building. And once these guys are finished doing the excavation and get over, I'm actually going to get them to start bringing the driveway out, and I want to try and get some form of concrete blinding on there today, so we've got somewhere to bloody park. We've got something to park, but it's just a little bit wet and sludgy and whatever. So, and my wife's in the house as well. See her truck, so she's obviously coming to make sure I'm doing my job properly. Anyway, let me take you in, let me show you what's going on. Taking you around. So again, like I said, these boys are plastering the whole outside of the house today, all the way around there. They did this little bit yesterday. They're going to go up and all the way around and all around here as well. I need the plumber to get his arse here so I can find out what to do with these holes here. Hopefully he's finished. These are going to have to be left open because eventually when this becomes a garage, that will be over a sink area. As I said, he's scraping here, which he's done already, which is good. The pipe is actually in and buried here, as is over there now as well, which is good. So that's now in and buried. So he's been running backwards and forwards just to try and get the soil we took out back where it should be. He's going to actually put the marl back in here around the well, as well as over here. Oh, he's already done that actually. Then he's going to get some more mud put in. So within reason, we're now pretty much ready to start getting the pipes put in here and the marl over the top, but we haven't got any marl at the moment. And we also need to raise this up, probably about halfway through that boarding there, and get this rolled, and then we can put a blind in, which is like a thin concrete on top. So yeah, as you can see out there, they're waiting for that to go off a little bit, but they'll smooth that as well, so that bit's done. And they're doing this bit here as well, which is great. So let me take you inside. Blowing stuff out. Kitchen work going on. Doors being edited. Plasterboard all across the top, which is good. Still got quite a bit of standing and everything going on. The shower tray is being concreted. There in a second. Believe it or not, it's been about an hour and a half since I had to stop the video then. So, let's go back to where we were. How's it going, Rock?
Yeah.
Good.
We just got that dry out.
Yeah, dry out and then get it polished, yeah?
Right, when it's dry, then I got to grill it back again because we got to take off the excess. I got to level it in.
Yeah.
Take off some more off.
Okay, brilliant. Fingers crossed then, man, fingers crossed. This young man.
Yeah, working. I do this.
Ceiling fans. Working as always.
I'm working, Ellen. I'm working.
I've been in here mopping his brow with sweat. He's been that flat out. I've been putting the actual bases in here, covering up some of the actual air conditioning holes. So they're now stable enough, obviously, for these guys to be putting this on. We've obviously got the boarding going all the way around, and it's been skimmed. We've still got to sand and paint. The guys are actually now just finishing off the doors. Obviously finishing touches going in back into the slots. This has obviously still got to be filled and finished off at some stage. Take this off, obviously. Fill in here, paint in there. This has still got to be boarded, so we'll get that board done in the next couple of days, get that back up there as well, get that sealed. The guys are over here building the other infrastructure to go in here, the pocket door, and then the electric will be dropped inside. This has all been boarded and skimmed now, so that's looking a lot better. Lights are in, another coat needed on the ceiling obviously, but the lights are in. This has got to be boarded up. I'm just working on these. Got to go around the bedrooms and do all of them as well, just to make sure I don't lose a child. Won't be the first time, will it, love? I think I've lost a couple of kids in my time, but we found them, that was the main thing. This has got to be boarded in properly so we can actually get that done. This has got to be skimmed. Washing machine, tumble dryer need to be in here, ideally by the weekend, otherwise we're in trouble. Or should I say I'm in trouble. Obviously this has all got to be sanded down, needs another coat. Anywhere you can see yellow is obviously the tape. You see yellow here, this all needs to be re-skimmed down here, but the lights are in, waiting. Comms cabinet is sitting here for our lovely man Mel. Here's your comms cabinet, bud. I've got a few bits in there, I'll talk you through that in a minute. Yeah. Is that from when I brought it in, hopefully? Yeah, thought it was coming through the roof. Out here we've got the man obviously getting the marl off the ground, which is taking a bit more time. I probably could have bought marl on the amount of time it's cost me in that. Out here is finished. I say finished. Obviously what we need to do there is pretty much done until we get the bobcat out. These boys are smoothing out here, which is looking good, so they're going to try and come up here with the scaffolding a bit later on. Rock is now out on the steps, as well as doing the shower. It's been painfully raining, which has stopped us in our tracks. George the plumber is out here connecting these up so we can get those filled up and backfilled as well. Sand everywhere to try and stop the mortar, but obviously it's wet, so it's sticking to everyone's feet. So, and the kitchen guys have come out and done a little bit more, but we've managed to lose somehow a whole bag of stuff. So God knows where it is, but we need to find it, otherwise we can't continue putting the doors on, which is a real pain in the arse. So I'm going to carry on finishing off those. Those boys are going to carry on out there. These guys are going to carry on doing the doors. We're going to try and get this sanded and painted and dot and dabbed. That's going to be dot and dabbed as well. Hopefully we can find some paste. That would be nice. Fingers crossed. 5:15, update. Not been on a lot today because there's been so much going on and rain and all sorts. So as you can see, the driveway's had more. The steps have had more. The house has been plastered pretty much around the top and the front. Obviously still need to finish off underneath here. And still need to come around this whole piece here and around the back. But the driveway and the pipes now in as well, so let me show you. Okay, so we've got the service pipes actually in and sanded, waiting for the marl. The marl turned up just a minute ago. This has all been taken up a little bit higher. This is going to be finished off tomorrow as well, all the way through. Hopefully, fingers crossed, these pipes will have sand inside them and they'll shake down and they'll stabilise. Both set of pipes have been put in and covered back over again, and the rain came down, so it helped us sort of crush them down a little bit, so hopefully they're all going to be good. There's been work going on downstairs, obviously with regards to electrics and plumbing. The house was finished off over there, little cottage, I told you about that earlier. So let's have a quick look inside and see what's going on. And there's my daughter. So a little bit messy here. Obviously that's going to be marled over and concreted anyway. So we've still got sanding going on. So I need to sort that out because that's a bit of a mess. This has all got to be sanded down as well. Electrical wise, the comms cabinet has been marked out, ready to go in. That's been finished off, although I did ask for a big sheet to go in there. We're actually finishing off these as well as we speak. Kitchen is pretty much the same as it was earlier because they're coming back tomorrow to finish that off. The big framework has now been painted, sanded, waiting to go back in. So that needs to be fitted, so the electrician's going to do their bit at the top and the plasterboard will take place. All here has been dot and dabbed and filled, waiting for that to be sanded down as it is all through here. The bedroom has been sanded down as far as I'm aware. So this has all been sanded, needs another coat of paint. Obviously you can see in the corners, that needs to be painted. That needs to be sanded, so that's still all wet around here, so that's obviously got to dry and that can be sanded. Could have another coat. Again, corner, I'm not too sure where that's been missed, but that should be done at the same time. And then you can let that dry, and then all the actual window frames themselves, some of the actual returns have been done as well, although the top hasn't. That needs to be sanded as well. Here's going to be a door frame, so that's irrelevant. But we now have running water, although we've got a little bit of a leak there. Don't know what we've got in here as well. Hopefully we haven't got one here, but that one was leaking. Oh, we've got lots of water in here, lovely. Right next to some lights. Exactly what you need. Ah, God. So I can't work out where that's coming from, so I have to work that out. Get something in there so we don't kill the tops already. Toilet's actually flushing as well. That needs to be screwed back on again before we get that completely caked in dust. I'm going to get that drilled on in a minute. Down here we've had all the boxes bashed through and cut out with marine ply. In the meantime, just to obviously save anybody getting harmed. In here has been boxed up, so we're waiting for the window frame to be done in here, so that's got to be sanded and filled. These have been put in as well, both sides. Bedroom 2, same sort of thing. It's got these windows out, let this dust go through, dusting as always. This is what I'm saying, we actually get the actual sanding done at the same time. Once we've actually cleared everything, we can actually get on. Every time that we get everything cleaned, dust starts happening again. Bathroom 1, shared bathroom. We've had the shower tray floor concreted with the linear trap, but the tilers didn't turn up today, so I'm not too sure what's wrong there. So we need the top tile, the bottom tile, but obviously this needed to be done and that's now going off. Again, running toilet, running sink. Going to do a double check as well, bear in mind the others were leaking. A little bit of a leak on that one as well, so we need to get that one dried. So they're all having a little bit of a leakage. Oh, dust look. Try and get some air coming through. In here is just a dust hole, so we need to get that again. They've been filled up around here, but not the tops. That top has been done though, so again we need to sand those. He's sanding in here, then we can get some paint on. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we are in here at the moment. So it looks like we're a million miles away, and we have got some work to do, that's for sure. But I want to try and get this sanding and painting dealt with before we move in, because this is obviously not ideal for a living environment. So this needs to be dot and dabbed as well. That was going to get done today, but that didn't happen. So we had some other guys come out on the plasterboard in the front, but they didn't hang around. So I'm not too sure what went wrong there. But obviously they could have obviously cracked on and got us pushed ahead, which they didn't. So we need to have a look at that tomorrow. Other than that, it really is trying to get that part done. So there's the cleaners can do what they've got to do. So yes, at the moment they're looking to come in tomorrow to start on the floors. So that's really not a deal breaker. They can obviously crack on with the floors, but obviously at the same time, once they've done the floors, they need to start working on cleaning everything else. So we need to be making sure that from a paint and a sand point of view, we're done. Otherwise they're going to clean and we're going to cover it in crap again. So other than that, lots more work to do. So if there's any change, I'll check in. We've got some deliveries coming through, I think at about 5:30. So as and when that happens, we'll get that checked in. But over the road, we've actually had electrics put into the pump room. So that was done today, although the rain did hold us off a little bit. So there's now a light in there and the power's in there. So we need to get that finished off tomorrow. That's got to be scratch coated tomorrow. So we'll finish the side of the house, that part. And then we're also going to look at what we're going to do around here. So what we're looking to do, obviously, is put the 2x2 battening all along. And then put high rib on the corner so we can actually get the front of that plastered. Then underneath we can construction board, as we need to do here and here as well. So that's going to be the plan tomorrow. Carpenter's boxing that and that, fixing the frame, getting the underneath boxed, boarding that one and boarding that one. If they've got time, getting into the roof to try and get that done. But other than that, it really is, it's sanding and painting and trying to get this dust and paint element out of the way so we can actually get clean and then start focusing on moving in. That's the aim, but still a lot more sanding to be done and still a lot more filling as well. So I'm not too sure when that's going to end. Fingers crossed sooner rather than later. But anyway, more work to be done. Checking in.